everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. What a game we have for you here. The first meeting of the year between two of the NFL's most hostile divisional rivals. This matchup always among the most anticipated games of the regular season. It's the Raiders going up against the Broncos. The opening kick is straight ahead, so it's time to turn it over to my colleagues, Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis with the call. Gentlemen.
Okay, Larry, we are located a couple miles west of the Colorado State Capitol building here in downtown Denver. Today, it's a matchup in the AFC West between the Oakland Raiders and the Denver Broncos. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. This is taken at his 4. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. They'll come out in the pistol.
Back there, Philly. Here we go. Here we go. Over.
On first down, it's Lynch. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by David Amerson. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. As we get a glance at these starters, Michael Crabtree is the man we highlighted, wide receiver.
Phenomenal hands, so strong. When the ball gets to him, it just dives right there, and then he's able to do things with it after he catches it.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. Shift together here from the D-line.
We ready? Red 18. Hey, we're going to rally.
Carr to throw on second down. He gets this one to Michael Crabtree. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on and it's second down. And here's a look at the defense for Denver.
Brandon Marshall, no, not the wide receiver, a quality linebacker who can cover very well.
Second down here after the incomplete pass.
We ready?
Now Carr. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Michael Crabtree, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. Just how they wanted to start this one, in the end zone on their first possession.
And that just happened. How about that play right there? As you said, opening possession, setting the tone for everything. Now I'm going to look forward a little bit now because everyone should be celebrating his catch in the end zone. The tight end gets a little bit of love. But if you're a receiver on the team, you should be thinking to yourself, boy, oh boy, things are going to open up the rest of the game if they have to focus on him as well.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now a carry, it's C.J. Anderson. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Back out, Philly. Here we go. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Lynch looking to throw on 2nd. His throw incomplete. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and 5. And we take a look now at the defense for the Raiders.
Charles Johnson off the edge, a long day for any offensive tackle.
So 3rd and 5, 3rd and medium here.
Leopard, over. Now let's go. Green, 39. Green.
Throwing, Lynch. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
The goal of every offense is to move the chains, pick up first downs. A nice job finding an open receiver for a completion.
And that's incomplete.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
Fake to Anderson, now it's Lynch. And down he goes, brought down a Raiders sack. Aldon Smith in there to sack him for a loss of 6. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise there in the dive. To throw is Lynch, eluding the pressure right. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
And a great spot to start this drive from here.
Here we go.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. And now the ball's out. Carr taking it right down Broadway. The 20. And this is going to be brought back for a Denver touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice you're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now Oakland ready to take the field. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Throwing on first down is Carr. Caught left side to Crabtree. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
All right, I'm doing my rudimentary math here. That's his 3rd catch here in the first quarter. I don't know if it's just game plan or he's just finding his way open.
And maybe a little of both. They find some open field here. 20, 10, and he takes it into the end zone across the chalk. Now there is a flag down, but I think that's offsides on the defense.
Yeah, I think that's going to stand, partner.
And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
And his kick is right through. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. On 2nd down, Anderson. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
All right, here we go. What's in there, Barney? Barney! Over, Leopard! Leopard! No. Check, Patriot!
Now Lynch on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Watch it now, Barney!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves him needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. On 3rd down, Lynch. And they can't get the long connection as it falls incomplete. On 4th down, it's Riley Dixon on now to kick it away for Denver. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Man, confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Here's Carr. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. throwing his car on third down. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Von Miller coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be fourth down. Here's the Raiders punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
They come up in an offset eye. They start the drive with Anderson. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run. The defensive coordinator came into this game with a plan to get to the quarterback with whatever type of pressure is necessary. It's working to perfection for him today.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Now let's go. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
3rd and 2. Now Lynch. And he will have a man, Demaryius Thomas. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Demaryius Thomas, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game. Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaunton. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They go play action here on first down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Spencer Ware, the intended target, and that'll bring up second down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that,
blitz coming, and down he goes. Shaquille Barrett in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. And I know it seems like we say this a lot in broadcast booths, but a quarterback can hold on to the football too long in these situations. I think he did right there.
Oh, I agree with you totally. Sometimes you have to understand situations. Get rid of the football, save some yardage to make it less to gain for the next down. Instead, he was so hipped on ball security, he held on to it and took a big sack.
He's going to wind up, and it's caught inside the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Seth Roberts, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Raiders have moved out in front. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. And I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time.
And his first carry, he loses the football. And the Raiders pick it up. Well, he's not the starter coming in, getting his first carry off the bench. That's not the way to earn more carries.
You have to stay in the game, even if you're not on the field, right? Stay mentally sharp, stay ready. And above all, when you get into the game, hold on to the football. Don't let the other team have it.
And they'll start this drive with very good field position. So after the fumble recovery, it's Carr. Crabtree with it over the middle. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Carr again here on 2nd and 10. And this is caught. It's Cooper. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
That was a nicely run slant route. And what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. And the D-line pinching together, must be expecting the run. 2nd and goal. They still need 8 yards to find the end zone. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Carlos Williams, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders add on to their lead. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word against symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it. You don't have to be a finished product to show some pretty good glimpses of what could be in this league, and we just saw an example of it on that nice run there. When I looked at him coming out of college, I saw a guy with raw, terrific ability. I couldn't wait to see how it was going to be harnessed and polished up in the NFL. In fact, some people thought he could play a little slot receiver as well as run the football. This guy has the ability to be a big-time player with more seasoning.
Yards still left on 2nd down.
Here we go. 3-19. Over.
They give it to Anderson. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. Calling about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
One receiver to the left is Cooper. Play clock winding down. Now after the INT, it's Carr. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he's brought down. Give him 16 on the pickup. Good enough for an Oakland first down. And a nice pitch and catch to pick up the reception against man coverage.
Both of them read how much yardage they needed, figured what they had to do, and were able to beat the man coverage for the completion.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Looking left side, and it's complete. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets them up now 1st and goal. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there. With his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. Now the try here for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the end line, so it'll come out to the 25. And Denver getting set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down. Offense still needing 10 yards. 2nd down. One receiver left, 3 to the right.
Green 39. Green 39.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Lynch. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there because trying is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the 1st down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it.
All right, now look at back there. Here we go. Watch it now, Barney.
Here we go on 4th down with Lynch. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they'll get it all the way out near midfield to the 45. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. A fake to Anderson, now it's Lynch. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in. And on 3rd and 3, they decided to go with a dime package. 6 DBs.
Yeah, you're right. They've got 6 out there. Now it's Lynch. He sets to fire deep. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I like the boldness, and I like that they took a shot downfield, but it was well covered, and he was able to get a hand in and knock it away.
Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Running for it. Here's Anderson. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Well, it was too far for a field goal try. You don't really gain a whole lot out of a punt, so I don't think you have much of a problem with that, do you?
No, not at all. I think it's the right play, the exact right play, because even if you want to play defense and pin them deep, you know how hard it is for a punter to knock one dead inside the 10-yard line. That's not necessarily easily done. So I think going for it there was the right call.
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's brought down after a good gain. They'll get 23 yards there. And that'll be good for an Oakland first down. Midfield. Here's Carr. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Backing up. He's going to let it go again. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Amari Cooper, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders add on to their lead.
That play was blocked so well, it almost felt like a 7-on-7 session with no rush at all. Quarterback was able to stay in the pocket, scan the field, go through his progressions, and find the open receiver for a touchdown.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game, a chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use.
And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. So out come the Raiders. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game.
And this is going to be intercepted. And how about this? It's the other Brandon Marshall that picks it off. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line. So the Broncos coming out now. And last time, one-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Flush. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Aldon Smith in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Lynch looking to throw on second. He's going to sling this deep downfield. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A big play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Broncos get a bit closer. And that'll cut the lead back now to 21. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Now it's Patterson. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
3rd down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. Throwing his car on 3rd down. He finds Roberts complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there at 20 yards.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Another good run there, and now we're seeing an offense that's imposed its will on a defense. When we talk about that all the time, what does it really mean? It means that the guys on the offensive line, they feel like they can do whatever they want. They're in the huddle saying, run it again. Give us another chance to smack someone and create some space. On the defensive side of the ball, not only have they imposed their will against you, you're almost...
And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Amari Cooper with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. And that'll increase their lead to 28. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air. There's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. And coming out now, the Broncos. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down. Second and 10 now. It's Lynch. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. And defensively, maybe an opportunity missed there.
No doubt about it. When that ball's out, all you're thinking about as a defender is, this is our chance to make a huge play. Instead, he's able to recover his own fumble.
Lynch fighting. He fumbles. He lost the football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They'll come out in the pistol. Time running out here on the play clock. So after the fumble recovery, it's Carr. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Well, why do you go out and spend a first-round pick on a defensive back? Plays like that. The rookie gets his first interception.
Exactly right, and you're trying to limit the number of plays an offense runs. You're trying to limit the number of possessions they have. And he was a guy that I targeted coming out of college and rated very highly for his playmaking skills on defense.
And now he has his first career interception. They'll throw on first down with Lynch. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Second and 10, it's Lynch again. And he hits his man on the out route, Demaryius Thomas. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
Escaping the pressure right. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Again on second and 10, it's Lynch. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to lead the game. You got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now. We just saw another example of really good defensive football, which has led to the cushion that they have in this game. Got to him once again, knocked him on the ground, forced an incompletion.
Well, they've set the tone. It's one thing to set the tone, another to come in here on the road and set the tone. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. And quickly, they get to the line. On 1st and 10, it's Lynch. And now here is another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them. Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. And there, the man coverage not good enough, partner, and they're able to complete the pass.
Excellent recognition of the man coverage, and they found the guy who could win downfield.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. They come out here in the I. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Welcome back now to Denver. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. A big play that time on the catch and run, 34 yards.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody who has that ability, they want them on their team.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends.
Here we go.
Second and goal from the 2-yard line. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. And they're going to speed things up here. Now they'll run it on the toss. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
Yeah, let me pump out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play, It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal. Now Carr. And this is caught. Crabtree. Touchdown, Raiders. Michael Crabtree with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the silver and black continue to roll. The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. Oh, the hurdle. Oh. And Denver getting set to take the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. And now they're in the hurry-up. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tough. And my goodness, another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so. I'm still an old-school football guy, and anytime you see a big-time running play, that fires me up. And if I'm on offense right now, in the position they're in now, inside the 10-yard line, I think after the way they've run it, they've set themselves up for a good play-action pass opportunity right here.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A great play there with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. They go back to the air here after the INT. And now here is another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
It takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Listen.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. On 2nd down, here's Carr. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Aqib Talib. Room here to run. Well, they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
And he carries this one all the way down to the 9. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker. All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense, but in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass, excellent job, way to knock it down.
Time for a break. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this.
22, eyes on 22.
They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right.
Detroit!
Lynch with it on 3rd and goal. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it, an en route, going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
Maybe one final chance here to make this a bit more respectable as he'll go for it on 4th and goal. Here we go. Lynch on 4th down. And my goodness, another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They have the big cushion here in the final stages of this one. I don't know if there's any better feeling than being up big on the road.
There really can't be, because for a team to go on the road and win in the NFL, that's huge to begin with. But just think about all the preparation that went into it. When they first started talking about this game, leading up to it during the week, going on the road, unfamiliar city, obviously, unfamiliar hotel. No one's going to be with you once you get to the stadium. They're all going to be against you. You name it, all those things they had to deal with, they were able to conquer them and do it convincingly.
Yeah, they did it very convincingly, and now the final moments of this one.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be. But we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
All right, here we go.
On 3rd and long, it's Carr. Caught left side to Crabtree. And he's able to get out to the 32. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. The Raiders do snap it. It's Carr. And he's got his man in stride. Complete. 30. 10. 5. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. He hops over him.
That's why you stretch.
The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Again, Anderson. And he's got room. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. In the backfield is Anderson. Throwing here, Lynch on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Oakland, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll return home next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for Denver, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at MetLife Stadium with the New York Jets. So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, everyone, as we say so long from Denver.